I think this word can shatter confidence. Performative, think about how that word gets used now. Think about how, someone posts something thoughtful and the comments call it performative. Someone gets dressed up for themselves and people say, they're doing it for attention. And someone shares something they care about and the word performative shows up like it's an accusation, like a verdict. And this is a really wild thing. Most of us know that this whole thing is so unfair. We as humans are allowed to care about how we show up. We know that posting something doesn't automatically make it fake or pretentious. And yet, even after knowing all of that, even being fully aware that what we are doing isn't fake or dishonest or pretentious in any way, there's still that little flicker of nervousness. The little moment before you post something or wear something or say something where part of you wonders or questions yourself, is this too much, or am I being too obvious, or is someone going to look at this or think that I'm trying maybe too hard or maybe I'm pretentious. That gap right there between what you know and what you actually feel, that is what we are going to talk about today. So let's actually look at what performative is supposed to mean now in the internet era. Online, performative basically means fake or pretentious. It gets used to describe social media activism that feels hollow and curated lifestyles that feel staged. Creators who feel like they're doing the main character energy for an audience instead of just living their life. The word is used to call something out. I see what you're really doing here and it's not real. And there's an assumption into it. The assumption is that if something is done in front of the people, it can't also be genuinely felt. Those two things cancel each other out. The moment you're seen doing something is automatically less real. But here is the thing, humans have always existed for being seen. I mean that literally. Go back as far as you want in the history and you'll find people decorating themselves, wearing clothes and jewelry and markings that said something about who they were, what they believed in, what group they were part of. None of that was fake. It was just a language, a visual language, a way of taking something internal and turning it into something that other people can actually see, read, and interpret. Communities had rituals, repeated, maybe ceremonial, very visible things that reminded everyone of who they were and where they belonged. Nobody called that performative in a bad way. It was just how people existed together. And even in everyday life, we shift all the time. The way you talk to your best friend is different from how you talk to your teacher or a stranger or your own grandma. Your tone changes. The way you hold yourself changes. The words you pick, they can change. And that's not lying. That's just being a person who can understand who you're talking with and where are you talking with, or a person who just understands the situation, right? We have always been adjusting about how we show up depending on who's with us and who is watching us, because being watched, being seen, or being remembered, that's not some shallow modern thing. It might honestly be one of the most oldest human needs. To exist around other people is to be perceived, to be seen in a real way, not just for the sake of performing. So if that's always been true, why does it suddenly feel so different now? I think it comes down to where all of this is happening. Old rituals were local, temporary, and you got to dress up for something and then it was over. And the people watching were the people you knew and the moment used to pass. But now the stage is global and permanent, and it doesn't just see you, it might judges you or it measures you based on likes or shares or views. The algorithm deciding who sees what and how often. And what used to be a moment of being seen has turned into a number that just sits there afterwards. And because of all of this, being seen stopped feeling like just part of life and started feeling like exposure, like evidence, like something that could be brought up against you later. Imagine someone saying, "Oh, you posted that, I remember. Oh, you wore that, I remember. Oh, you said that, I remember." And now everyone's seen it forever. Everyone know it. Most of them might don't remember it, but it's all in your head, right? No wonder there's nervousness. The stakes of being seen went way up, even though the actual human need underneath it stayed exactly the same. And I think this is where the word performative turned into a kind of defense mechanism for everyone, even the people using it to criticize others. Because if being seen feels risky now, one way to protect yourself is to call out anyone else who is visibly trying. So if you label someone else's effort as performative, you get to feel like you're above it or you're above them, like you're not playing that game, you're too cool for that, like you'd never be that obvious. But that does something else too. It teaches everyone watching, including the person being called out, that trying out loud is dangerous. That wanting to be seen, caring how you come across, putting effort into how you show up, all of that becomes something to be little embarrassed about, something to hide instead of just something you can just do freely. So people do get quieter or more careful, more likely to feel that little flicker of nervousness before they post or dressed up or share something, even when there's nothing fake about it at all. The nervousness isn't a sign that you are doing something wrong. It's a sign that the environment made being seen feel unsafe, even though being seen is just being human, a free human. And here's the reframe that I think matters. The opposite of performance isn't authenticity, the opposite of performance is disconnection. Think about what it would actually mean to never perform, to never adjust how you show up for anyone, to never get dressed with any intention, to never shape how you tell a story, to never think about how you present yourself in any way at all. That's not authenticity, that's just withdrawal from the social act. A kind of flatness where nothing you do is shaped for anything. You're not a part of it, which usually doesn't feel like freedom. I think it tends to just loneliness. Performance, the real performance, the kind humans have always done, isn't the opposite of being real. It's about how being real actually gets communicated. It's the bridge between what's happening inside you and what someone else can actually see and respond to. The problem isn't that performance exists. The problem is that when performance stops being a bridge and turns into a wall, when the way you present something is so disconnected from anything real inside you that nobody on the other side can actually see you through it. That's the point. So if you have ever felt that small flicker of nervousness before putting something out into the world, even something small, something you know logically is not dishonest at all, I don't think that nervousness means you're being performative in any bad way. In fact, go for it. I think it means you're doing something that's always been a little vulnerable for humans to do. Showing yourself, hoping it lands to the correct people, the correct kind of audience, and hoping someone on the other side recognizes something true within you, something they feel connected to. And that's not a flaw, actually it's a superpower. That's just what it's always felt like to be seen. The difference now is that seeing never really, and maybe the most honest thing any of us can do is keep showing up anyway. Don't perform less, but keep connecting to the whole world out there to find your people and be free from everything.